Hello everybody. In this video today, going to be testing a fragrance that I just have a small decant of. I don't have a big bottle of it just because it's expensive. And, if I ever win the lottery, I'm not telling anybody, but there will be signs. My fragrance collection will expand significantly. But the one that I'm going to be doing today is Creed Virgin Island Water. I got this as a gift for Christmas. I got a number of decants that I'm going to be kind of going through in these videos over the next weeks or months. And this is one by Creed. And overall, I generally like Creed fragrances. Green Irish Tweed is probably my favorite. But we are going to be testing this one. Going to do it the same format that I've done other videos. Going to go over my first impressions. Going to go over how does this smell after an hour. And how does this smell after like 5 to 7 hours. And if you want to end up buying it, where can you get it for the best price? Normally I show the atomizer, but with this one being like not the actual bottle, then that seems kind of pointless. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this and give first impressions. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to be a little bit more critical of this one, primarily because most of my other videos have been ones that I already own a bottle of, like a big bottle, and that I know that I like. This is like a small little decant that I got over Christmas, so I'm not as invested in this one, and it's not one that's a foregone conclusion that I know I really enjoy. But all that being said, the notes that primarily are coming through right off the top are mostly like pineapple and coconut. And that to me just screams pina colada. I actually got the inspiration for this video because I was on one of my other videos commenting with somebody, and they were talking about the first fragrance that they ever got was from Bath and Body Works and was like Waikiki Beach Coconut or something like that. And it actually made me think of this. I was like, I need to do a video about Creed Virgin Island water. And that's really what it smells like. It kind of smells like something you would get from Bath and Body Works, which that's not to say it's a bad smell, but it's a very specific smell. It's not a smell that I would want to be wearing into the office. It's not one that I would be like, oh, I'm going to be going out with my wife to the opera or something like that. I don't want to be smelling like a pina colada in those circumstances. But if you're on an all-inclusive trip to Sandals, Jamaica, or some other tropical locale, maybe this would be a really good fragrance for you. Maybe this would be appropriate. But all that being said, let's come back in an hour. We will see how the smell is developed, kind of talk about how it's going at that point, and then, it might end up really smelling quite nice. We'll find out. Talk to you in a little bit. Alrighty, so it has been about an hour since I applied Creed Virgin Island water. Let's see how it's doing. The pineapple is not as strong as it was when I initially applied it. It has become a lot more mild in many ways, but the coconut is still really coming through strongly, and it still really just smells like a pina colada. So what I will say is, at this point, and we'll check back in another time, and we'll see how it has developed, but at this point, if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, then this could be a good one for you. But if you are not a super big pina colada person and you're not at Sandals, Jamaica on an all-inclusive paid trip, then maybe this is one that is not going to interest you as much. But that being said, we'll check back in. I'll probably get back with you in about 4 or 5 hours or so, just kind of depending on my schedule. And we will kind of give some final thoughts. And then if you decide that this does sound like something that is like right up your alley, then we'll go over like where you can buy it for the best price. So I will talk to y'all in a while and looking forward to it. All right, so it's been about 5 hours since wait, what's that? Is this egg on my face? Oh, goodness gracious. So I think the egg on my face is in the over the last 5 hours since I did the last segment, then I have looked at like the actual notes that Creed Virgin Island Water says that it has, and I did not actually see pineapple, despite myself being like, the pineapple's coming through really strong. Uh, what it does say is that it has tropical fruit. Now, arguably, could that include pineapple? Sure. But it doesn't say that it actually has pineapple. So, uh, I guess what I was smelling was more the lime and the coconut. However, what I will say is that does not change my opinion that it does, in fact, smell like pina colada. So it's now been a little over 5 hours, and I still, honestly, I barely smell anything anymore at all. But over the last 5 hours, as I've kind of like about every hour, I kind of like smell it and see what's going on with it. Then
It's just smell like pina colada. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not what I'm going for. But that being said, the smells are more lime and coconut than necessarily uh, pineapple and coconut. But I'm still not completely convinced that tropical fruit does not include pineapple, and then that's what I was smelling. But I just wanted to. I could have just like gone and refilmed all of this and just done it like back to back, and no way would have ever known. But that would have been honest, and I want to be honest with the people that are watching my videos. That I potentially maybe misidentified something, but also maybe not. So anyway, uh, my overall assessment with this is that this is not one that I would buy a bottle of. If you really like it as a summer fragrance, if you really dig those vibes, then maybe this would be good for you. I'm still going to go over the price and everything just in case everything else being said, somebody watching this is still like, oh my God, I need to have that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the pricing for it and where you can buy it. All right, so I'm going to get the sticker shock out of the way, and we're going to start with Creed themselves. This is a pretty significant price. So right here, we see that there is a 100 milliliter, that's 3.4 ounces, fairly standard size, for $490. That is incredibly expensive, at least for my taste. So that's the price for it if you want to get it from Creed. I would not personally recommend doing that. Even if I did like it, I would say please don't do this. That's way too expensive. But it's there. Now you know that it's there. I can say that I told you. Alrighty, next we have Joma Shop, which people have seen my videos before know that I'm a fan of Joma Shop. So from them, you can get it for $310.49. So if you absolutely must have this, then that is a pretty reasonable price. I have bought from Joma Shop before. I like Joma Shop, so you know, take that for what it's worth. Since neither Costco nor Sam's Club sells this one, at least right now they don't, then I wanted to find at least one other retailer that does sell it, just to give some options for people that might be interested. And I found this one from a retailer I've never bought from, never even heard of them. Max Aroma, they have the 100 milliliter for $305. That is technically lower than Joma Shop's price, but like I said, I've never bought from this place. I've never heard of them before I was researching for this video. So while it's not like a, oh, this deal is too good to be true type situation, for just a few dollars more, I would probably rather buy from Joma Shop just because I do have like a history with them of being happy with the products I've gotten from them. So technically cheaper at Max Aroma, but I'd be just a little bit skeptical to where it's not where I would recommend getting it, even if it's the lowest price. So right now, if you absolutely must have Creed Virgin Island water, probably get it from Joma Shop. But in my personal opinion, unless you absolutely know that you love it, I'd probably pass on this one. It's not one that I'm going to be adding to my collection in any capacity beyond the little decant that I already have. And whenever I go to Sandals, Jamaica, maybe I'll wear it then. And I'm also not trying to like dump on anybody that does like really love Creed Virgin Island water. I saw a lot of like Reddit posts and stuff where people say, "Oh, this is like such a great summer fragrance." And you know what? More power to you. It just does not really fit with like my vibe and what I'm going for. But if it is yours, go for it. Smell is like so subjective that I could love something that other people hate, and I could hate something that other people love. So I'm kind of like middle of the road on this. I don't think it smells bad, but I don't personally want to smell like a pina colada. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you. And if it has, please, like, subscribe, comment. It makes me feel good. It also helps make me want to keep going on and making more videos, knowing that people are getting something out of this that I'm doing. Uh, it means a lot to me. I like seeing people commenting and getting engaged with the people that are viewing these videos. I've had some really great conversations with people uh, just because of these videos. And I want to keep that going. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.